1890 South Huron Road. I'd like to point out to all of you that there's a huge attendance of people here, and there's only 6 people that signed in. It is a duty for you guys to have a log back there and keep it up. There's over 36 people other than the board, with only 6 signing in, including people in the hallway. It's funny, 60 days ago, all of these complaints changed with the court system. When I went to the court system 60 days ago, maybe even 67 days ago, and found that there was a warrant for Mr. Letourneau, the then dead Lawrence Joseph Letourneau. Since then, as you stated, Sam, Mr. Letourneau died, sadly, 9 days ago. So before that happened, I met with his son who called me, Joe, and I went over to the yard and went through everything because he wanted to understand what blight was. So I went through everything that was considered blight that I felt matched the ordinance that Sherry provided me. So I've asked for multiple things on these properties, FOIA'd. I was allowed to come in one time and review some stuff, and then the neighbor next to Mr. Resler told me about a drone being flown over the Resler property and how he wouldn't let the drone be flown off of the REI property. So I've FOIA'd the township for those photos, and I did. So, did you respond to me?
Well, I've been gone.
I'm just saying, and I don't want to. Sherry, you've been great.
This is not a question.
You've been great, and I'm just saying, I was not provided an answer. What you've been doing has been outstanding with allowing me to view records. I'm not throwing you under the bus at all. Please understand that. You were very polite when I came in for those records. Now, when it comes to the Resler property, recently I talked with Dick Sabias, who's in attendance tonight, and he said that he knew about Jimmy Resler not being able to read or write, so he had always worked with Betsy Grew. So Betsy Grew was always notified in the past of these zoning complaints. And since the new supervisor took office, it came to my attention today that that's when the zoning complaints all changed. Well, so did the legal counsel. But there's some pretty high-level politicians here tonight that should be looking at the competency of these people. Going after dead people, sick people, people who need help. This just disturbs me to the end, but Mr. Beeson, Mr. Barsha was here, Mr. Banaszak. I think that these people who meet with the supervisor, sometimes in private, should give them a little boost on. I think there should be a common sense complaint form that the attorney should fill out that looks for alive people first to put charges on. Joe Letourneau said he even had violations in the past come to him. This would have been taken care of by him, he stated, had he known. Now, his dad may have been ashamed. His dad was sick. I've met most of this family, and I think you're a jackass for doing what you did to this family. For talking about a person with cancer to a public entity. He needed help. Jim Resler needed help. I mean, Jim Resler's brother here tonight, just because there was something that happened this week that was disturbing, or last week, at the Resler property. I had taken Jim Resler to the ARC of Bay County to get him set up, and to a bank and set up an account where Justin just happens to be the CEO. Well, when we came back to my place, Eddie Brothers, found out that there was a wellness check, and the fire department opened Jimmy's house to look for him. But when we arrived, there was a neighbor walking out of his house. So let me ask you all, Patriot Ambulance was in his house. There's a total of 7 people that went in his house without his knowledge. This hurts me for the fact that if the fire department opened the house, found out there wasn't a body, why did Patriot Ambulance have to show up? Why? Why? And then how did it stay open for a neighbor to walk in through the door? I've been looked at by Mr. Gary Roof of the Planning Commission, who stands in the hallway right now. I mean, not signed in. There's a lot of awful things that happen in this township. And I think a lot of the secret stuff happens with you, Justin Evil, and you, Sam Davison. And whatever it takes, get rid of your pride. Do stuff for good. You're an evil son of a bitch.